Hi, lovelies. This is Miss Geneva Tarot, and today we are doing a reading on what does your love life look like for 2026. All right, so I'm going to give everybody a moment to pile in while I get myself organized here. Happy holidays, everybody. I hope you're having an amazing one. Staying warm and all that goodness. All right, so we're going to be covering all 12 zodiacs today, you guys. And, just for some updates, it's going to be coming in 2026 with this page or this channel. All right, so we're going to be doing some collective readings this year. I'm just going to be busting out with whatever I feel compelled to be releasing to you guys. So the more you're subscribing, the more you're liking, you're sharing, the more I'm going to be able to pick up on your energy and bring more messages for the people that are tuning in for me. So keep that in mind. I'm also going to start doing some, pick a card or pick a deck readings. So there will be about 3 decks or so there that you can just kind of tune into, timeless readings for you to take advantage of. And of course, I'm growing on the Zodiac library, you guys. I find this super cool. You'll be able to get on there and watch whatever video that you feel drawn to, or you can just listen to it while you go about your day, maybe doing housework or driving to work, whatever it may be, and, see what messages come to you that, help you live your best life. All right, you guys. So we're going to be doing a 3-card reading for every zodiac. We're going to be doing what defines your love life, challenge, and growth point. So what must shift, heal, or mature? And then card 3, we're doing what is the opportunity or outcome in your love life in 2026. All right, I love it. So we're going to go ahead and get right into it. And Aries. All right. Shuffling these babies, picking up on energy. Guides, what do you see for Aries around love for 2026? And we're doing 3 cards, you guys. Hi there. Let me know what your zodiac is. The zodiac that comments the most can get a bonus reading, win a bonus reading at the end of the month. And let me know where you guys are at in the world. Are you guys enjoying the holidays? All right, we're going to get right into it. Please make sure you're subscribing, liking, all that goodness so we can exchange energy today. And I can give you much needed messages. So we are in Aries, and we're going to lay on what defines your love life, what is a challenge and growth point. So what must shift, okay, you guys? And then what is the outcome? Wow. You are very creative, very, handsome, very attractive. All right, somebody needs to get a life. Hold on, you guys. Oh, I see there's a Saggy here. I'm a Saggy as well. All right. So you're very creative. This is how people are viewing you. 2026, you're very unique, creative, passionate. People are drawn to you. They want to get to know you. Just the way you speak draws people into you. Like you're just a whole new vibe, right? And I feel like there's a lot of people coming forward to you. This could be, good options, bad options, but I feel like people are just coming out of the woodwork, wanting to know more about you, wanting to take more time to get to know you, all that goodness. And I feel like what the possibilities are is you deeply connecting with others and finding your person. Look at that. All right. So we get the 7 of Cups here. And as you can see, that is your energy combining with another's energy. For me, that's a deep emotional connection, bond. Even gives a feel that it might be like past life connection or soul tied. But you definitely connect on this deep level. Your energies combine. And I feel like this is a long lasting connection that'll move on in the future. So that's the possibilities for you. And the reasoning for it is because of this amazing energy that you're bringing forth, Aries. So I love that for you. And, just kind of show you the card that's representing you. This is an Empress card here. So very beautiful, very handsome, very classy and unique. You're like the shining bright light in the darkness that everybody's drawn to. So I love seeing that, Aries. I love seeing that you're have the possibility of meeting your person this year. All right, so we're going to go ahead and move forward to Taurus. All right, you guys, make sure you're subscribing and liking. I don't mean to sound like a broken record, but I want to make sure we're exchanging energy here so I can relay much needed messages to you around your new year, 2026 love life. All right, so we are on Taurus. We're laying 3 cards for each zodiac. Guides, what do you see? Give me some direct answers right now for Taurus. All right, so the first card is what defines you. The second card is what is your challenge and your growth point. And the last one is your opportunity and what is the outcome going to be. All right. So look at this. You're being reborn. You're putting yourself out there again. You got your mojo back. You're happy. You're communicating with people. And what the blockage is for you is, or the challenge, and I would have to say it's a good one, Taurus, is that you're making good money, that you really have a lot invested in your business. You enjoy it. You're passionate about it. You put a lot of time in it. So it's like, do I really even have time for love? But you are making it happen, right? And this is what I see the outcome being for you, Taurus. Look at that. Dreams coming true. So I feel like you know exactly what it is you want. You've been giving it a lot of thought. And as you've been thinking about it, you've been daydreaming and fantasizing about it. All of that has been filling up in your manifestation bank. And I feel like love is coming in for you in 2026, Taurus. That's what I'm seeing. I feel like you've been very scared that, you're going to end up being alone, or you were overthinking putting yourself out there. But this is what you're leaving behind in 2025. All right. No more overthinking. No more worrying about past people. You're cleaning the slate. You're reborn, starting new. And because of that, this amazing person's coming in, suiting of your desires. All right, Taurus, I love that for you. We're going to go ahead and move right forward to Gemini. All right, let's see what is going on with Gemini for love 2026. How is everybody spending the holidays? Are you enjoying yourself? Are you hibernating? All right, so Gemini, you are stressed. This what could define you this 2026. And I don't wish this upon you, Gemini, whatsoever. But it's almost like you're having this lack of, being able to see yourself entertaining love this year. You're like, I can't blend in my life right now. I feel like you haven't made any connections in that direction. You're like, I don't even know with who, right? But this is what I'm seeing here is that you're feeling stressed about love. And if you're one of the Geminis that come into my readings often. You might be starting new, you know, just putting yourself out there again, coming back from a separation, something on the lines of that. So yeah, you might be a little bit stressed. You might not be ready for love quite yet. Okay, so this is something you're definitely going to have to overcome, Gemini, if you're wanting to spend, you know, get the love you desire and you really truly want in 2026. If you're wanting to take that step back for the year, that's okay too. It says, what must shift? We got the integration card in the reverse form. So to me, what would have to shift here is you being able to wrap your mind around, you know, fitting somebody in your life again, you know, putting the time and investment in that, the emotional investment in it, because I feel like the only blockage for you in the moment is, you know, that you just don't see it as a possibility. All right. And then we got the friendliness card, the Two of Cups in reverse. And I got to say, Gemini, for majority of you that are connecting with me, that it looks like love might not be in the cards for you this year, at least with another. But I feel like you're upping your game and self-love for you. And I tell you guys all the time, that's going to bring your true love in faster than putting yourself out unhealed. Right? So I don't feel like any time's lost taking this year off or maybe even partial of this year, Gemini, and kind of working on you, getting yourself straight. So you feel like you can have the time to put yourself out there. Oh, yeah. I've been using the Osho Zen deck since like 95, you guys, maybe 97, something like that. But as soon as I started reading, this was my first deck. My mother got me this deck, and I don't even know how many times I've replaced it. All right, so we're going to move right forward to Cancer. Nice of you to notice and to be here with me today. Holiday blessings to you. All right, I am shuffling these babies, and we are laying on Cancer 2026, guys. What do we see? Is Cancer finding love this year? All right, 3 cards for all 12 zodiac. You are letting go of this past person once and for all. You are entering 2026 with a clean slate. All right. So you are healing, you're releasing any old baggage that you were carrying before, and you are getting your mojo back. Look at this. You're becoming passionate again. You're coming back to life again. You're learning to love you and love your life again. Let's put it that way. All right. And I feel like that's a good thing. I feel like you're going to be making a lot of memories. And even though you're already on this journey, Cancer, of getting your mojo back, getting your passion back, I feel like you're going to take the year doing it, which is no time lost. Okay. Because I feel like there's lots of fun to be had, to be enjoyed. And the ending result is, you know, you having this calmer life, this more peaceful life. This person from the past is not communicating with you anymore, is not trying to pull on them love strings and pull you back in anymore. And you're feeling more peaceful, you're feeling more grounded, and you're feeling more playful and ready for love. And this, to me, this is a card of, you know, passion, flirty energy. So I feel like you're calling people in that are matching of your energy, wanting to have fun, that are working on getting their passion back. All right, Cancer. Wow. I love seeing that for you. We're going to move right forward to Leo. All right, shuffling these babies. Leo. Leo, around love for 2026. What do we see, guys? Give me some direct answers right now. All right. So you start noticing how unhealed you truly are, right? And, this is not a bad day because you could be denying it, you could be trying to suppress it, and all kinds of things. But instead, you're working on it. You're working on you. You're trying to get healing. You're trying to be balanced, grounded, and ready for love. And you are starting to put yourself out there again. This has been a challenge for you. I feel like there were some fear bases around communicating with people, bonding with people, and maybe they disappoint you or they fall off the face of the earth. But here's you putting yourself out again, bonding with others, feeling good, having those connections, feeling more emotionally connected. And the result here this year is you just not hiding back. People coming forward to you, feeling comfortable enough to come forward to you, you feeling comfortable to open up to other people. And you guys, I feel like this is a great time for you, a time of transformation for you. And the reason for this is because you have come out of a really bad connection that was very toxic in its own right. I definitely feel like this was love based, and I feel like this person was very, very manipulative. And maybe you finally saw this person's true colors. So now you're taking the time to heal. And like I told Leo, and I've said in these readings a million times, when we take that time out to heal and work on ourselves, that's bringing in our true love faster than putting ourselves out not ready. Okay. So I feel like even though you are kind of putting yourself out this year, it's just kind of learning the ropes again, right? Maybe learning to flirt again, learning how to trust again. And I feel like you're building bonds that definitely could grow as time moves forward. All right. Very nice, Leo. So far, we've had some great readings for the Zodiacs, and we're moving right forward to Virgo. All right, shuffling these babies, and we're laying on love for Virgo 2026, you guys. Can you believe it's 2026 already? This year went by crazy, crazy fast. All right, so we're doing a 3-card reading for Virgo right now, getting everything they need to know around love. All right, as you go into 2026, you're kind of hiding out a little bit. You've gotten a lot of different energies coming from different directions, and you're really not sure how to process all these different things. And I feel like maybe the dating world wasn't exactly the way you pictured it. Maybe this is your first time back out dating after a while, but I feel like, you're feeling like you're in the twilight zone, that things are bizarre. You can't find your footing. You can't understand it. It's like you don't know what step to make next or what's going to happen next. So this is what you're trying to overcome this year and find your peace, your love for yourself, your balance, and all the craziness that gets thrown at you when you're single and you're looking for love, right? Because it can get really nutty out there. And I feel like that's what you're feeling, you're trying to figure out. You're trying to manage this year. You're taking a step back and saying, whoa, I got to process this. I got to figure out all this weirdness that's being thrown at me and find my balance so I can find my love. And, I've been saying it over and over again already in this reading that we work on ourselves when we take that step back is how we find our true love, right? That faster than ever. Okay, because if we go ahead and start putting ourselves out there and we're not ready for it, we're feeling like we're in the twilight zone and we're freaking out and not knowing what the right decisions are to make, you're not going to call in anything that's worthy of you. Hi there. I'm trying to see what you're saying here. All right, my friend. You two had been guided together, and it's like this is like a life purpose connection to learn and grow from. Look at this. This is to the person in the comments. You were guided together. So what's attached to that is new vision. Okay. So with time, I feel like yes, but not immediately. Tell them how you feel. Let it go. I hope that helps. All right. So we are on Libra. You're welcome, by the way. All right. Shuffling these babies, laying on Libra for love. 2026. What do we see, guys? Give me some direct answers right now. Wow. All right, Libra. Okay. So either you're not putting yourself out there, or there's something to do with too much, partying, not taking life too serious, sitting back, drinking that pina colada a little bit too much. Okay. We had this in the reverse form. I'm saying that's kind of what's defining you in 2026 around your love. So I feel like, you're not going on dates. You're kind of stepping back a little bit, maybe focusing on you like, hey, I'm just going to be lazy this year. I'm going to have that extra margarita. I'm going to enjoy my life. And, I'm not even going to worry about those things. And I feel like that's a good thing because you have a lot of mental confliction in you. And this is what you're processing. This is what you're working through this year so that you can open yourself up to love, right? And what happens when we have all these different fighting thoughts in our mind and we're overthinking things on a negative way? We tend to call in things that we don't desire or create things we don't desire. So I'm glad that you're taking the time back, to sit back and be a little lazy and not going full force into love, because you do need to process that and work through those things. And the outcome, you guys, is the isolation card. And this looks like a really sad card, but you know what? I don't feel like this is such a sad thing, because you do have a lot to process from these past relationships. You do have a lot that you need to work through on a personal level. And maybe you were in this long-term connection where you didn't get a lot of personal time, to where now you get to be a little bit lazy and focus on you, focus on hobbies that you like and things like that. But I do feel, as it gets to the end of the year, you're like, oh, where's my person? Right? You start wanting that energy to be close to somebody, right? So I feel like, heading towards end of 2026, you might refocus, and start being like, hey, I need to start looking for my person. And that might be a better time for you because at that point you have transformed. Okay. You've overcome all this conflict, all this mental anguish that you're holding inside of you that's holding you back from taking that leap to be going out on these dates with others. Okay. So we got the laziness card in the reverse form, which a lot of times could be seen as a negative card, but I feel like it's just you focusing into you, raising your self-love, making some memories, doing some things that you really enjoy doing before you put yourself out again. And I like it, Libra. All right. So I am going to move forward to Scorpio. Hi, everybody. How is everybody this holiday? Are you excited for 2026? All right, guys. We are laying on love for 2026 for Scorpio. Give us some direct answers right now. I don't think you guys seen that, but that was a little wild. We're going to sit to the side to see what that had to do with the reading. All right. 3 cards for Libra around love, or Scorpio, excuse me. I apologize. Some of you are entering 2026 feeling a little bit bruised. You're lacking some understanding. Okay, we get the understanding card in reverse. So I feel like you'll get there, but you're lacking some understanding around this past situation, this past love connection. And I got negative event. It was hurtful. You don't know why it happened. It was confusing, right? And you're shedding that. You're letting that go. I feel like you didn't get closure around it. There were some heartbreaks. There's lack of answers. And, you know, it's been a lot of processing for you. And this year, you're definitely working all the way through it. Look at you rising and shining, okay? Healing, feeling vibrant, feeling fresh and new. And the outcome is you having patience. All right. You bringing your best self forward, ready for love, feeling nurturing and loving. And you're calling that energy as well because you're putting it out there. And what that's going to bring in is a relationship that's going to last many, many moons. All right. So you might not find the love of your life this year, Scorpio, but you're definitely making the right moves to call it in. All right. I love that for you. Let's move forward to Saggies. And I did see that we had a Saggy in here earlier. I don't know if you're still here or not. But if not, maybe you'll at least be able to tune back in later on. All right. So we're shoveling these babies, picking up on love for 2026 for Saggies. Guys, what do you see? Give me some direct answers right now. Saggies round love for 2026. All right, Saggy, I like the energy around this. You might have been hiding out for a while. You know, you were checking what was out there in the dating field, but you weren't putting yourself out there, right? Just maybe doing some peeps here and there. But now here comes a big review. Saggy is putting herself out. She's all new, or he's all new, fresh energy, excited to be, you know, presenting their new self. I feel like you've been working hard on yourself, and this is what I'm seeing. You're putting a lot of love in yourself, attention in yourself, and that's calling in others to do the same. You're the Queen of Pentacles, and people see you as such. And this doesn't mean you're a male or a female. It just means that you're throwing off, marriage material. Somebody that's honest, somebody, and not just that you're throwing off, you are these things, Saggy. All right. You're the queen or the king that's trustworthy, that's honorable, that's worked harder in life, that's a good catch. And the outcome is you out celebrating life, dating others, making bonds. So you might not find that love by the end of the year, but you're definitely working on it. You've made some good connections, some new friends, and you are out and being active. Your social life is full blown. Tons of fun events going on for you and new friendships. That's what I'm seeing. New friendships. And also, Saggy, take note that these old attachments that you used to have that were toxic, look what the outcome of that is. Silence. You have grown. You've matured. You're aligning into who you're really meant to be. And they're not anywhere on your energetic plane whatsoever anymore. All right. So I am so proud of you, Saggy. That is such good news. And I see such an amazing year for you. I love it. All right. So we're moving forward to Capricorns. All right. Let's pick up on energy around Cappies for 2026, guys. What do we see? Sorry, I'm about to wing cards everywhere. All right. So what do we see for 2026 around love for Capricorns? All right, you guys. Oh, A lot of people are starting to put themselves back on the market, right? I keep seeing that over and over again. This is you entering 2026, feeling fresh, new. You've went through this rebirth. You're putting yourself out again. You're excited. The outcome and what you're working through this year is harmony. Look at that, Capricorn. So you've done a lot of processing this last year. You've done a lot of healing, and you're coming in with tons of self-love, respect, knowing exactly what you want, and you are unbothered by anything that doesn't serve you, right? I like it. The outcome is, that you've completely let go of the past. Look at this, clinging to the past. And I've seen this a lot for the Capricorns, carrying this old baggage, from this past connection, not being able to overcome it. But this year, you let it go. You're being reborn. You're beginning to love yourself. You're beginning to love your life again. And you're living this peaceful, harmonized life that's more suiting for you. All right, Capricorn, kudos to you. All right, so we're going to go ahead and move forward to Aquarians. All right, giving these babies a good shuffle. Oh. 3 cards for Aquarians around love. Guys, what do you see? Give us some direct answers right now. Oh, all right. Wow. So you are entering this year feeling passionate, excited to put yourself out there, excited what, new experiences and new people you can meet around love. I love it. You're working past, lacking in patience around love. And I feel like you've already overcame a lot. We've seen it right there in that first card. So you processed a lot this last year, the year before, maybe even so. And you're just working through the last little bits of this lack of patience around love and the fact that you haven't obtained it yet, because that doesn't serve you. And that's not how you're going to call in your love, right? And here's the outcome. You putting you on a pedestal, other people putting you on a pedestal. You have focused into you and showed yourself that you are deserving of that energy, and other people are agreeing. I love it. I definitely think that you can meet your person this year, the person that's going to give you soul attention. All right. Wow. Aquarians calling in the love this year. All right. So we're moving forward to Pisces. You guys, please make sure you're subscribing and liking so we're sharing energy so I can give you much needed messages. And if you guys like these pop-up readings, you need to let me know. Comment in the comments over here and tell me. Keep them coming. All right. So we are on Pisces love for 2026. Guys, what do you see? Give me some direct answers right now. Interesting. Pisces is raising the passion. All right. So I don't know if you got out of your normal area, if you're just doing things different, or some kind of experience. It's just like, oh, I'm not going to deal with that anymore. I'm leaving that behind. But you are raising your passion. You're getting more excited about love, putting yourself out there. And you have dealt with a lot of sorrow, right? A lot of heartache, a lot of disappointment, maybe even a lack of understanding why certain things happen. And this year, okay, you are letting it go. Look at that. And welcome, Saggy. I'm a Saggy as well. So I love Saggies and love that you're here with us. All right. So, and I love Pisces too. And I love that they're releasing the sorrow that we see here. Okay. So you're working through the last bit of the sorrow that's been holding you back from love, something about a past connection. I feel like they were toxic. They caused turmoil. And look what the outcome is, Pisces. Isn't that amazing? This is a committed relationship, all right? This is you working with somebody else to build a life together, All right. So I see you getting exactly what you desire and love. And the reason for it is because most of the sorrow, you've already worked through it. You've been working on you and focusing on raising your passion, your excitement for love. And so now it's coming in 2026, Pisces. All right, you guys, this was so much fun. Thank you so much for being here. Like I said a moment ago, if you like these pop-up readings, let me know, comment. I will keep them coming. Even so, we do it every Sunday, you guys, 6 p.m. Eastern. We do a weekly energy read around love, money. And this year, we're going to be adding in collective readings and pick a card or a deck reading as well. Maybe even meditations. All right, you guys, you have a beautiful holiday and tons of love to all of you. And until next time, I'm shuffling these babies.